cells all around me. Realized I was in some kind of dungeon. Thankfully alive.
Let me see what this is about.
Man said, much to my surprise, he's lost his mind. What little of it was left. The way he looked at this. You know what he told me? He told me I'd better serve him dead. So I knew he wanted to make me one of those accursed things. A slave. You should see what he does to me. His face turned deathly white. I'm not a good man. I've killed, murdered, slain other men. But I swear by the blood of Christ, if I survive this night, I shall join the priesthood and spend the rest of my life atoning for my sins. Here. Toss a bunch of keys on your feet. Those will open any door in the castle. Raven is in the main hall surrounded by dead men. Now tell me, how did you get in here? Is there a way out? Yes, right. There's an old gate that leads to a small cave system. At the back, the goats path leads down the mountainside. He had thrown down a sword to the castle. You remember?
Says everything for people. Just not the chick. Your mom said. People. No. We'll treat it, people. Your mom said. It's the order of your mom. Just to punch it like that. I will not rub it. Huh? I will not rub it. You see?
Do it tomorrow. I don't have time.
No, no.
Do it tomorrow? Do it tomorrow.
Now, people, now. Tomorrow you will be sleeping. Or you will be the one to do it. Come on. Come on, do it. Not like that.
I'll do it later.
I'll do it, people.
I'll do it later.
I'll do it. Come on.
Wait.
Once only. Once only.
Sorry, wait.
Just to do like that. Huh?
Mr. Sparrow! Oh!
Okay, never mind. Bullshit there. I don't give a shit about this. I can look whatever I want. I'm not handsome.
Depicting all manner of morbid scenes.
Let me alone. Let me alone.
Destroy this fool and bring me that pretty little knife of his. As soon as the words left his mouth, the creature leapt to its feet, breaking speed for one so big. Trying to grab me up and pushing embrace, like a blow, meaning to slash its side. Second set of arms caught me in swing, snapping my wrist, sending the mobile blade clattering across the room, driving hammering me against the wall. In an act of sheer desperation, I reached out and grabbed one swinging breast and rammed my thumb into its glaring eye. The creature roared in pain, rearing back and giving me enough space to raise my head. It twisted my legs forward, catching hard in midriff, breaking its grasp as it stumbled backwards. Enraged, half blinded, straightened the grab, sending them both tumbling to the ground in a mass of flailing limbs. Eat him up there. Eat his man. Hell, that black dog thing. The creature reared up, meaning to do just that. And as it started on its downward strike, I suddenly came to life, ran the hell out of life, and smoke, like fire, showering the room with its fluid light.
Oh, fuck me. Do I have to memorize this shit? Don't tell me, bro. You're not telling me. Now I forgot. Fuck me.
How do you mean? There are many times. I've been down for one. This is happened to me one of them. Tell me, how do you live? There's much to see. Gray, shattered ground, trees. The sun's that high in the sky and shone weakly. Actually, clouds. They seem to be in some kind of
I'm not a cyber code, I'm not a detective. Bullshit.
Here's Lucifer burst out laughing. Did you are the rest of wonderful. Then he raised my finger, stepping forward, thrusting his venomous finger. I screamed out.
Gotta try hard some. Watch this awesome move. Told ya I could bite. Here. What are you looking at? Here. Tiger twirl.
Rather huge. I found most of the US.
Huh?
The body, you know. What does she look like? Oh, you know her. For a moment he was silent. I heard something in his voice. I'd never heard it before. Blame should be right here, but it's not. Whether this is interference from my own adversary or just my own miscalculation. He said, pointing in the jagged long direction. The last city. All you're traveling to is on the same path. On the other side. All you need to do is pick up a blade on your way through it. Don't worry about the radiation. It won't hurt you. Much. Radiation? I stammered. What the hell do you mean, radiation? But I was talking about stuff. He had already fled, leaving a rather grumpy-looking scorpion behind, which I quickly squashed with a booted heel before standing and rummaging through a nearby dusty bag. Lucifer had been right. The bag contained the loathsome bodies of a few skinny rats. Not much else. The only thing of any use was an old battered and cracked compass which I stuffed in my torn jeans. I was also wearing a short jacket patched in various places, a gray scarf wrapped around my neck and face. Hanging close by was some kind of spear. Shrug. Picked it up. There was no hellbound blade.
Take caution.
Whether it was fear or just brute exhaustion, passed out. I awoke the rising sun. The first thing I saw was what Lucifer had referred to as the lost city. If ever a place had been so meanly hacked, this was it. For the great city before me was indeed lost. The once rearing skyscrapers crumbled, slumped with skeletal fingers. The sky. The roads, from what I could make out of them, cracked, covered with dying grass. Rusting hunks of metal, once large, sat broken, clinging weeds, fallen
As I drew closer, the air took on a metallic taste. My skin began to itch and burn. Believe me, if I had a guide, I would have started to run the other way. Still, I pressed on, wondering what city this had once been and if it really mattered anymore. After all, this world was dead. The remaining denizens clinging to life as tenuous as the surrounding weeds. I passed a park, the rustling swings creaking in the wind, an overturned slide lying like some forgotten relic amongst the tall grass. There were also other things in the grass. Shining bones bleached white in a long decade. I tried hard not to look at those as I moved further into the city, past shattered buildings and crumbling shops. The air was getting thicker and harder to breathe. I found a hand and realized, even with my accelerated healing, I stayed in this place too long. I had been in the city for an hour, longer.
No time to lose.
Where to go when you got with a cry, I leapt backward. Spirit held out before me. Never believed that anyone could still live in this state. But then before me were all surrounded by spirits. Emaciated, their gray skin covered in bloody sores. In their weird hands they carried it seemed imbued with a frightful vitality. Seeing the weapon in my hand, they spread out their hands, growling at me. One of the men raised an arm and launched a rusted hatchet at my face, which I just managed to avoid by twisting to the side. Enraged that he missed, he howled his frustration and charged me, but I was ready for him. As he came on, I thrust my spear forward, piercing his throat in a bloody welter. He went down hard, dragging the spear from my hands. The other two men he charged forward. A machete sailed through the air, burying me deep in my lower rib cage. The two men, thinking perhaps it was all over for me, the red already feeling I brought the machete whistling down, burying it into one man's skull. The other man turned to flee, but the remaining man, the biggest of the four who had not attacked, thrust the man back towards me. Off balance, he staggered, almost falling. His arms flailing. Seeing my opportunity, I grabbed his arm and spun him around, thrusting him into nearby wreckage and twisted him. It impaled him on a broken grinder that burst from his chest. For a moment, his eyes widened, his blood erupted from his mouth, and then revealing black, shattered teeth. From behind his back, he drew a hellbound blade. But his leer soon turned to grimaces of pain, as the blade turned white hot in his hand in my presence. With a scream, he dropped it to the ground, holding his weeping hand before him. I dived for the blade, but I was too slow. He kicked it away from me, leaping on my back, dragging me down on top of him. His forearm wrapped around my throat. Reaching over my head, I managed to find his face. Groping for his eyes, I thrust my fingers deep into the socket. He howled in pain, loosening his grip, giving me just enough space to throw a couple of elbows into his ribs. Moaning and holding his cracked side, he slackened his grip, finally allowing me to struggle free. I clambered to my feet, trying to learn how to breathe again. Still, he wasn't done. But he was already staggering to his feet. Cursing, I rushed forward. Just as he straightened, I grabbed him by the tattered ears and headbutted him viciously into the face. There was an explosion of blood and teeth. He went down hard. Instantly, I was upon him. Straddling his torn form, I grabbed him by the hair and began to smash his head into the cracked pavement, over and over again until nothing remained but red ruin. At last, he stopped his twisting and convulsing and lay still. Exhausted, hello, old friend, I said, enjoying the feel of it in my hand. Did? Gave no sign. As I stuffed it into my belt and quickly covered it with a ragged jacket. My body had mercifully started to heal. I checked my compass and carried on towards the west, eager to leave the rotting remains of the dead city. The rest of the journey to the city was uneventful, yet whether this was just my own paranoia or nerves, I had a distinct feeling my every movement was being tracked and followed. I relaxed and breathed a sigh of relief. Resigning myself to another night in the wilderness. Pulling my ragged jacket tight about me, I fell into a restless sleep.
The hell?
Where would be the fun in that? Besides, this isn't a fucking Walt Disney epic. What would you have me do? A few minutes of fluttering firefly to guide your dainty feet to your next destination. Give you a foot rub? Check your prostate, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Oh no, Todd. Oh, my child. Never been a problem before, I see. Ripping at my shirt to make a makeshift bandage from the still bleeding hand. Indeed, I replied. What? Again? That's been awful. Something times before. Follow the road, he said steadily. The settlement you see is just the horizon.
Michael. Skeleton stepping over. Man was tall, skeleton frame, hawk-like nose, and watchful eyes. We thought you dead. Not yet. Not sure how to proceed. Show me that. Starting south of my shoulder. Thankfully, I'm strapped to the hellbound blade of the side with the guy. Exactly what you left me there. Yet somehow this seems pleased to take me on a sharp line. Surged forward, hitting my arms out to the sides. Oh, useless. I have no use. Useless. That's all I can do after weeks later. He got no reaction from this and snarled, putting his head crashing down on my face. A little while, I awoke sometime later, a gnarled hand pushing at my shoulder. Kate, leave off! Sitting up. I was in a cave with lots of people.
Another test subject.
Living dead. More vehicles were arriving. Everything from open top sheets to large canvas-covered trucks, blowing great plumes of smoke into the ashful air. The lead vehicle and another fire runner was bound before it. A makeshift spear crunched tight in her scarred, battered face. She was a big woman, tall, raw bone, with black man-like hair flowing down her back. She smiled wickedly at the sudden approach, revealing yellow. At that smile, the approaching man faltered toward the king's home.
Ah, great lady, we're honored by your presence. The tribute waits his arms outstretched in a fawning gesture as he gently herded it toward himself and the rest of the terrified prisoners. A shabby-looking lot, she said, glancing out with a cowering eyes, all except for herself, and a glance at one of the house. Well, she said, beckoning her to give me a closer look. What a pretty little man you are. You don't look diseased or anything. I have been looking at you fussy. That's what I like about you. You do a lot more with a man than simply. A comment was supposed to strike fear in me. It didn't work. But
The hell?
Up in my eyes and thinking, making a shudder. She laughed at us and stalked away. The settlement's head man hopped at the heels. I have an announcement to make, she bellowed. I found another settlement far to the east. This settlement is large and thriving and now belongs to me, and so I release you from your bondage. This place is dying. Hell, she said, this place is already dead. You folks just don't have the good sense to lay still. Jonah, she commanded the head man who came forward. Tell me, what do you do with a chicken that stops laying eggs? Before he could answer, she whipped a rust-colored machete from around her back and took his head with one foul swoop. For a moment, his body just stood there spraying blood before it collapsed in a dusty heap. Round them up, she screamed at her men. There for the cooking pot, boys. The men let out a roar of excitement before giving chase to the fleeing crowd. It was over now, too.
time to lose.
The last thing I saw before she leapt at me, clamping her massive, half mile, chains and bloody hands.
The hell?
She followed my gaze, smiled, one. Take a seat.
Hey?
Gestured towards the bed. The blade strapped to my leg erupted into searing flames at her presence, setting my knees on fire, causing her to leap back and forth. Not wasting any time, I threw the blade forward left in the bed. She had already moved herself, putting her finger
Yeah, let's go on a big adventure.
burning crimson eyes. Suddenly, I was falling. I landed in Lucifer's great hall with a sprawling heap, only to grab up like a rag doll, smash
No time to lose.
Crushing my girl's hand, grown foul in my twisted. I came and ran. This was rage, suffocating, all-consuming. You're going back! He screamed at me from between razor-like teeth. You're going back, and you're gonna break it for me. Do you understand? Shaking me back and forth, and I didn't understand. Break what? I managed to gasp through this crushing embrace. Something slid between his eyes, and he cast me away from me. Go back. Sitting to regain the composure. Go back. Please. He flicked his fingers and fired toward the open door. Once again. I woke naked and suspended in midair, stifling a scream against the razor-sharp hooks embedded in my back. To my left and right hung similar corpses, strung up like sides of beef, some of them missing arms and legs, others gutted and cleaned out. I myself was mostly intact. Surmised not much time had passed since Constance confessed. What the hell she done with knife? The corpse by my side suddenly turned its head and grinned at me. Who said you needed the knife in the first place? Did you ever consider it was merely a plunder? Your own power. Is it? I asked. Never even considered something. No, fuckwit. Useless. Get the blade back and finish that bitch.
Ah.
Funny, sorry. Well, I'm only talking to death. All light fled. I sat raising my knees to my chest. Shit off. With a cry, I thrust my legs down with all of my might. Again and again, feeling the hooks tear and slide through my flesh until at last, I was free. I knelt on the cold stone floor, lost in agony until finally my wounds began to knit and heal. I stood then and made my way over to the door, which was mercifully unlocked before getting inside. It was full dark, only a few smoldering campfires remained, surrounded by snoring men, the sharp tang of homemade hooch, roasting meat, cooking oil. Heading forward, I slinked into the night, keeping wary eye out for the broken guard. It was rough. These raiders considered themselves the apex predator of the wasteland. They bothered the guards. I mean, who in their right mind would dare to attack them? Kicking the shadows, I made my way towards Constance's tent. There was a guard here. Man asleep. Dead broken on the rest of the night. He was laying on his side with his arms. Slamming a hard hand over his mouth, I thrust the knife deep into the side of his neck. He kicked a little bit and bled a lot. But it was soon over. I sat there for some time listening for the slightest noise or cry of alarm.
Where to this time?
Kind of put on sort of. Oh.
You back in hell where you belong. Where do you belong? Do you think Lucifer will send you straight up to heaven when this is all over? Did you even consider why he doesn't collect these wayward souls of himself. Question hard. And that's what she made her move, leaping across the table at me, transforming into the giant hand that she came. But this time I was ready for her. Instead of leaping away, I leapt forward, diving I grabbed her by the blade just as she turned and launched herself at me with her hand, swinging around and
I could get used to this.
You are joining me. Fuck. Another great howl of pain. I heard from the tent, dagger raised and just suddenly stopped, before bursting into laughter. Constant's own men, woken by his motion, had come on the run and
More companions! Hooray!
Until at last, weakened and no longer able to hold on, she reverted back to her more human state. I will kill all of you for this! And
What do you want from me?
fearing that this
Behold!
I stomped down on her back, driving her out into the dirt and grabbing a handful of her long hair and placing the blade in her neck. Any other person? I grinned at her. It's better to surrender.
What?
What's it to you? I said, sorry. Not happy with being once again in another desert. This was be free of radiation. Still, the sun burned my skin where it sat. Light hot fire, easy blue sky. The man turned back to me, pulling his long duster coat to one side, revealing a glittering golden star. "My name's Earth," he said, looking me up and down. "Wide Earth. I'm all around this place. Don't watch your lip round me, boy. I ain't known for my patience. I need to tell old Ryan, doing out here, we can breathe and I take the time. What time? Oh, another price. You answer every question on your own. Please tell me. I'll keep delaying. Answer the question. You're going into town drunk? His hand is now hovering over his kisses. My mind is racing, looking over itself. Tombstone, Wyatt Earth. Jesus, I could hardly believe it. He was just about to make a grab for me when I blurted out the
Hey there, kid. I don't know. But I intend to find out. Does Marcy have a house here in town? We shared a place with Luigi, as far as I remember. A ritzy place overlooking. I could be the first one to find that son of a bitch. I fought the incoming waves of anger, but it was hard. Even remember writing this down. We even knew her name. She was just a fixture around the station, like Larry the Drunk Wonder, who we brought in to the holding cell every Friday like clock.
Okay.
When she came to the front desk one misty morning, we almost didn't recognize her at first. She traded her flowery blouse for a subdued gray shirt and jeans. And her frizzy hair was tied back in a tight bun. Didn't look like she was wearing any makeup. Abigail Shannon, our newest recruit, was working the desk that day. She gave the visitor a dim smile. Name? She asked. Janine, the woman answered. Janine Zimmerman. She swallowed nervously. I'd like to report a missing person. I was busy grabbing my third coffee in the morning, but when I heard the tremor in her voice, I turned to look at her. She didn't seem to know what to do with her hands. They played in her hair, then fell to the computer, then drummed a rhythm on her thighs. Eventually, she settled for wriggling them the way one might squeeze a wet dishcloth. Abigail pulled out the necessary forms and grabbed a pen from the top drawer. Can you give me the name of the missing person? She asked. A sense of dread crept over me, and I knew, even before she opened her mouth, what name she was about to say. I placed the coffee back onto the counter before it could slip from my sweaty hands. Her voice faint. Janine said, Olivia. Quit following me. Interrogation room down the hall. I slipped in behind them before the door could close. Sanchez. Wondered what had caused the change. Why don't you walk us through what happened? Sanchez said, in his best good cop voice. When did you notice the shadows? Janine tugged at the sleeves of her shirt. Well, you didn't come home, son. You didn't tell me something like that.
Ad Astro. Thank you for
noticed Marconi's absence, but it seemed the same thing to me.
Ad Astro.
Some patrol or stakeout that kept her away from the station for a while. Even so, the fact that she hadn't gone home was enough to set off the warning bells. It wasn't like Marconi walked so long without leaving a touch. Hell, I could barely get through one morning without her grilling my ass for one thing or another. Even though the case she was working in. Janine was unsure, so I asked her. Marconi was looking in the whole thing. She missed the some local teenagers were hiking in the Catamount Forest.
Wait a minute.
I've been combing the area looking for any trace of those kids. Both Sanchez and the inspector turned to look at me. I probably should have spoken. But Janine's anxiety began, and Marconi's safety seemed a lot more important than sifting the decision. Janine bit her lip and nodded. Yes, that's right. I think I remember something about that. The next step seemed obvious to me. We'll get the hell out to Catamount Forest and scour the trees for Marconi and those missing campers. I was just about to grab Sanchez and organize the rescue mission when Janine spoke up again. Oh boy, was that the kicker that changed everything. I know where Olivia went. She was at my legs. She was taken.
It's not gonna be smooth. It's gonna be fricked.
The guy had never had the greatest poker face. I looked to the inspector for help, but if the word Wendigo meant anything to him, he didn't show it. He only stood there, around the tip of his cigar between his teeth. Sanchez rose from the chair and gestured for us to talk outside. The officer shifted his belt and led us out to the hall. Through the two-way mirror, you could see Janine's
Oh, yeah, I don't get it, man.
face. Hands trembling. I laid my nuts. Sanchez concluded. My pony's probably got no reception in those woods. That's why we haven't heard from her. When they go my ass.
Okay, dude.
Doesn't change the fact that no one's seen the sheriff for days. Such as, if there's even the slightest shred of chance of my pony, we're gonna hack it. You know how important
Bro, there's a freaking pro player skin. Fuck.
I hear you, Hannigan. We can't just drop everything.
Damn,
Something in the woods
son.
looking for her. We don't have
Oh,
to
God.
for an operation right now.
What the fuck happened?
Well, now I'll go with the inspector. We'll canvass
Oh,
the woods as
shit.
soon as we can.
Tied for the lead.
Yeah, they're dead.
It was just me, the inspector, standing outside the interrogation.
You're so good that I'm fucked.
Contact with enemy.
Whoa.
Taking on the
Whoa. Man, this is ninja. He's a ninja.
Targets in sight.
Nope, fuck. Let's do this. And,
Enemy in sight.
ah, why am I low ammo?
more monsters.
It's too close. Fight harder. Take it down.
The fuck did I do? Shit. I'm fucked now.
Get down, sniper.
What
Enemy
the fuck?
contact. Contact with enemy. Enemy down.
Shit.
The inspector rode with me to the Catamount. It seemed a better place to begin with any.
Shit, there's a lot of people in the area. God damn, son. God damn, son. Okay. Killing in the right side. Keep killing in the right side. I don't know where they are.
Hurting. Keep fighting.
It seemed to have swallowed his dollars. The inspector and I handed over the information. The gray-haired woman and the woman bringing in the face after beating off
Holy shit. He died. He died there.
Sniper.
What the fuck? Oh shit.
Get.
No.
UAV spot. Objective on. Keep it up.
You were wondering if you happen to see a woman in the
Yeah, if they going that far.
Targets in sight. I'm hurt.
Whoa, 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 what the hell happened? Oh, what the fuck? I'm not technically sure about that. Okay.
Looking for those campers, you know?
Oh no, bro.
She began to leaf through her magazine again as if that settled the conversation.
Okay.
Did she say we
Nobody's
should go?
there yet.
She raised a hand to the door.
Dude, they're
Something
fucking
about
freaking.
checking out the campers,
Oh,
you know?
fucking. Hey, doggy. Fuck, okay.
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
Holy shit.
Down.
Sniper dog.
I just didn't expect that we were done here, and together we headed for the exit.
What the fuck?
But just as I
What's he doing there?
and the door flew open from the other side.
The hell is he doing there, mate?
At the threshold was Janine. She had a camo backpack slung over her
Oh,
shoulder
wait.
and a water bottle dangling on a strap
What the fuck?
I got the arm and pushed her down the stairs. The inspector trailed behind us. The door to the visitor center swung
That was kind of weird. No, no, there's a sniper guy there. No fucking way. That's how we have a disadvantage. What the fuck, man? Where did it go?
And you were just gonna wander in all by yourself?
Yeah.
You didn't really sort of protect
What the fuck is going on, man? Whoa. I doubted it.
Contact with enemy.
What the fuck? How did that one shot? Bro.
He had a wry smile on his face.
Oh god, it hurts. Oh shit. Where the fuck was that?
You don't know what happened. Of course I know.
The guy there.
I wasn't sure why.
Oh no! The guy there.
But I just couldn't bring myself to look at me. And that's gonna take it down, is it? That's all this things were done. We're when to go? No. Of course not. Strip bears or mountain lions.
Nope.
Around and unzip the top panel. Inside is the largest pile of flares I'd ever seen. Like picnic signs.
Sniper.
Or burn the forest down, more like it. Janine zipped up the bag and gave
Oh
it a
shit,
long,
there's a guy there.
good look.
Oh! He just jumped there and just fucking jumped. Jesus Christ, they're so good.
UAV spot.
Not even acting nice.
Because
Good.
Janine very well knew that I'd go to the end of the earth.
Sniper down.
Fuck me.
Be a dirty, rotten hypocrite if I stopped her from being saying,
Oh my god, bro. Whoa!
Sniper.
You're gonna need some supplies first. We can stock you guys up before we go. How long are you expecting to be out?
Good thing we have a pro.
From the shade of
Enemy contact.
Janine shifted her backpack over her shoulder and looked as long as it takes. 10 minutes and a backpack full of hiking essentials later, the three of us finally started to come to a trip. There's a simple dirt path, littered with clumpy rocks and crunchy fallen leaves. Walking past a streak of yellow paint on the rock and a nearby tree. Even without the trail markers, I had a real hard time imagining the campers losing their way. Unless they were complete idiots and had wandered off to explore the woods on their own. A low, thin mist hovered over the landscape, and Janine's form was a bit fuzzy. She had taken the lead without a word, mainly because her long, impatient strides kept leaving me in the dust. I shifted the strap of my new backpack.
It's impossible, man.
So, this Wendigo, I said. You told us you saw it before. Where was it? Janine ducked under a stray branch. It was on a camping trip with my aunt and uncle. I was young, maybe 12 or so.
Where did you, man?
When we heard these enormous crunching footsteps and saw a shadow the size of a house looming through the trees.
Yeah, there's some players who are better than fucking me.
It stayed for a few seconds before deciding what to do.
Hardpoint identified.
Do I?
But then my uncle told me the
No,
legend
I don't.
of
Oh!
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Maybe like a
Hostiles have
guy
a
who's
hardpoint.
like,
Hardpoint is ours.
oh, what the fuck? Out of nowhere.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Oh shit. do that.
Hardpoint
Wait,
locked
there's
down.
Oh no.
Hardpoint contested.
Oh shit! Oh, that guy out of nowhere! This is so good, man.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Oh my god, man.
Hardpoint is ours.
Sniper
Hostiles
rifle.
have captured. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint identified.
Yeah, it's not a great for pro players.
Hardpoint locked down.
Okay.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Enemy in sight.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Oh god. They're so mobile. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that dude. He's like a ninja. Guys are ninjas.
Contact with enemy.
Yeah, I'm kind of good at a sniper, but not I'm like dodging shit.
Enemy in sight.
Freaking dodging shit.
Hardpoint identified. Capture the objective.
The inspector glided along the hunt. His shadow.
Target's in sight.
Hardpoint lost.
Alright, check. Oh shit! Thank you.
Hostiles have
Oh, fuck you.
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. A friendly guardian has been deployed.
Ah. That's the
Hardpoint locked down. The guardian
What
has
the
been deployed.
fuck?
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint is ours.
Target's in sight.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Contact with
Oh god. Oh god.
enemy in sight.
I've had to imagine Marconi closing that. He was surprisingly hot.
Target
He's
down.
ugly. Oh dog.
Hardpoint identified.
Fuck. Dude, out of nowhere.
Hardpoint locked down.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Keep on them. Winning this one.
I don't know where is that guy now.
High school student.
Enemy in sight.
Straight out of a six.
Hardpoint
Classes together.
been deployed.
Really felt easy with me.
Friendly predator missile in.
Fuck you.
Enemy contact.
Fuck.
And we went to
Oh.
found our way back to the blade. Everyone does.
Okay.
We just picked up where we left off. 2 years later, we were married. Janine's hand.
There's a lot of guys out here, mate.
Her fingers curled inward like they had at the station as if touching
A lot of guys.
when she lowered her arms.
I think he deals more damage than my M16. I think my M16s are my main. I don't know.
Didn't show up. I thought she knew somehow. And I scared her away.
Hit point again? Are you dog shitting me?
Sleep it all that.
If I lose another hit point, I'll fuck myself. It's not severe, like losing freaking two.
I didn't even care about the proposal anymore.
Yeah, it lose 20. Is it 20? Oh my god, dude. Alright, I'm gonna down
Hardpoint identified.
Japanese dude.
Look down at the ground.
You have to use that
Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point is ours.
Oh, shit.
Enemy contact.
Hard point locked down. Lost the lead.
I see a player. Oh, fuck. Dude, dude.
Enemy in sight.
Holy shit.
Targets in sight. Enemy down. Contact. Contact with enemy.
Hard point is ours. It's too close. Fight harder.
Oh, fuck. That's fast. That was the fastest shit I've seen. Jesus Christ.
Hard point. Hard point locked down.
That's not easy.
Hard point identified. Capture the objective. Hard point is ours. Hard point contested.
Jesus Christ.
With enemy.
Killer
God
drone
damn.
stands by.
What the fuck is going on here?
Tango down.
Sentry gun ready for
With enemy.
hard point
Ah,
contested.
I'm so sweet.
Enemy
Oh,
in
shit.
sight.
Hard point contested. Hard point locked down.
I put the bracelet? Hang on.
Hard point contested.
Are you sniper? What the
Contact with enemy.
are you fucking? No.
Targets in sight.
Hard point identified.
Enemy.
Whoa! There's two players, dude.
Hard point contested. Hard point lost.
Alright, dude. Alright, dude.
Tango down.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Yo, but doggy! Boom, doggy. Doggy, doggy, doggy.
Target
Is ours.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Idiot. Oh my god.
enemy in sight.
I'm an idiot.
Hunter killer drone deployed. Contested. Hard point contested.
Oh, shit. Please help me, guys. You're dead.
Enemy in sight.
Hard point locked down. Counter UAV is up. Hard point contested. Hard point identified.
Contact
Hard
with
point
enemy.
is ours.
He was a bit faster, I think.
Tango down.
Hard point contested.
Oh, fuck you, dude. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on, man? Shit!
Target in sight.
Okay, please.
Objective almost complete. Keep it up. Hard point contested.
Yeah, dude.
Target down.
Okay.
Friendly hunter killer drone deployed. Hard point contested. Counter UAV up. Flying.
Nope. Nope. Nothing.
Hard
Can't see
point
shit.
contested.
Enemy in sight.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
Enemy in
I did
sight.
it. Ah, please, not at that point.
Old enough to know what kind of danger we're walking into. That's me.
Sniper.
I get what you mean. We'd have time to talk later. Hopefully. I drew my own pistol, and together, we turned over the remainder of the ambush.
Mission accomplished. Good work.
Or maybe next time, I don't know.
The inspector was right.
17 kills. Come on.
Total mess in its way, which
Yeah,
for flowers.
freaking game.
Trees had been torn from their roots and blasted backward off the trail. Some of the trunks were still smoking. The dirt had a radioactive tint of green, and the leaves under our feet grew crisper and blacker with every step. There was even a hint of blue felt in the air. I felt that same crackle at the abandoned radio station a few cases ago, and my fingers tightened around my pistol at the memory. Janine stayed ahead of us, never disappeared totally confused. I could always... When Fletch and I showed up in the driveway 2 hours later, I'd say my parents were more annoyed than angry. My parents weren't strict disciplinarians. I accepted their
The Warriors clock.
for letting me exercise the judgment, to being woken up by a late night phone call, looking for their permission. When they found my bed empty, they figured that we'd stayed up late playing video games, or worse, watching Skinemax movies over at some friends who were not. They were just too tired to drive home. Fletch's parents were so understanding. They called everyone Fletch was friends with. They called my parents and the names of my parents. Said, then he held his thumb finger up about an inch apart and added, "Your dad sounds like he's about this close to you to the phone looking out at the border looking for you." He was trying to be funny. But Fletch and I weren't doing much of a move to laugh. We exchanged one last tired look, but knowing things were going to get worse before they got better, I stood on the front steps of my house with my father watching Fletch drive off down the road. Boy, am I glad I'm not him right now, my dad said. We didn't have half of it. Dad, I have to tell you something. They didn't yell. And they didn't scream. The days of my parents trusting my judgment were over. I had stayed out all night without permission, driven deep into another state, and gone out onto unfamiliar, recently frozen place in the middle of the winter. That was stupid. That was so stupid. Father got up from the table and headed for the phone. He'd never been good at sitting still when he was agitated. "Why were you even in Amherst?" my mother asked. "We wanted to visit Sandy." My mom moved. I'd never been a particularly good liar, but Fletch and I had agreed to leave Rob's suicide note and the spire in the woods out of our story. Fletch was convinced that if his dad caught even the faintest whiff that his son believed in ghost stories, he'd be stuck on meds as fast as the nearest psychologist would write the prescription. My mom stared straight at me and couldn't hold her gaze and pretended to be interested in the French toast she reheated for me. "That could have been you. Do you understand? That could have been you that fell through the ice, and with no one else around." My mom was too choked up to finish her thought. I wanted to comfort her, but I didn't want her to look at me. "Yes, you have a patient there named Carrie." My dad stuck the phone under his chin and asked, "What's Carrie's last name?" While my dad was concerned for Carrie, he was also motivated by self-interest. I could hear in his voice that he had spent the first 10 years of his career working in litigation at the law firm of Ropes and Gray and believed the importance of CYA, covering grass. It didn't matter how slim the chances were that Mrs. Pearson would attempt to hold our family or Fletch was accountable for what happened to his daughter. That risk was unacceptable. "If you need any help," he said, once he got to Mrs. Peterson on the phone. "You know, around the house, driving Carrie to school." He was feeling bad, trying to get a sense of whether or not Mrs. Peterson blamed us for what happened to her daughter. Maybe dealing with the insurance company. Or hell, I don't know. If you need a little help with the medical bills, whatever you need, just say the word. He also wanted to dangle that carrot. He knew Mrs. Peterson wouldn't be able to cover Carrie's emergency medical care out of pocket. And he doubted slicing meat at the deli counter in the market basket conferred with amazing health insurance. Mrs. Peterson would need help. They would come with strings attached. Looking back at my father's actions, they seemed cold. And maybe they were. But isn't protecting your kids what good fathers do? Don't they protect their children even when their children don't
particularly want to be protected. Had Mrs. Peterson had a vengeful bone in her body, I'd have deserved the brunt of everything she did. Despite my exhaustion, I had trouble falling asleep. I kept thinking about Carrie. She was in the hospital, and it was my fault. I hadn't talked her into anything, but I had involved her. I brought her along, and now she was the one lying in a hospital bed with her mother crying over her. As a Catholic, you're taught that God created us as rational beings. You're taught that He gave us the dignity to initiate and control our own actions. He imbued us with the ability to hold our own counsel so that we were able to choose our own paths. And that we alone are responsible for the fruit that our choices make. I don't believe that was part of the plan. And the people that did, the people who saw God's hand in every mundane, earthly event, from athletes who credit Jesus for their ability to hit a curveball, to teenagers invoking the name of the Lord to secure a date on Saturday night, was crazy. They've never accepted predestination. How do we have free will if, like clockwork, everything was preordained to happen? I believe these things. I did, lying there, thinking of the Petersons. I couldn't stop myself from wondering if God was teaching me a lesson. I've been taught that God doesn't cause car accidents or tornadoes. But in that moment, I felt that God had broken the ice beneath Carrie's feet to punish me for both doubting His existence and having stolen a glimpse of the secret knowledge no one but God was meant to have. I cried. I whispered Hail Marys and Our Fathers to myself until I was finally overtaken by exhaustion. Dim light filtered in through my blinds. The windows in my room faced south in my semi-conscious state. I wasn't sure if the sun was rising or setting. My stomach growled, but I couldn't bring myself to get out of bed and face my parents. The bells tolled. I sat bolt upright in my bed. The room was still and silent, and yet I could hear the bells as they continued to call out the hour, 2, 3. They were beautiful. I didn't lose myself to them as I had in the short album. 4. Sounded like a song slipping out. 5. It was gone. I was lying in bed. Either I had never sat up, or I had lain back down without realizing it. Had I heard them, or had I remembered them? At the reservoir, we'd heard them toll 11. Had it just been a dream? I sat up for what may have been the second time, and I looked at my clock. It was 5. In the past 2 days, I'd only slept for 3 hours. I couldn't handle being in the dark. No one downstairs. I spent the rest of the night studiously avoiding eye contact with my family. Thankfully, I didn't hear the bells again that night. The next morning, bright and early, my father drove me over to Carrie's house. My parents had put together a care package for Mrs. Peterson, a large basket filled with food so that she wouldn't have to cook. Gift cards from our local gas station to offset the back and forth to the hospital each day, and a few books to read in the waiting room. When she opened the door, Mrs. Peterson was so grateful she cried. When she regained her composure, 2 of us got back to 1 and we headed over to the 2.5 drive to Cooley Dickinson Hospital. My dad had volunteered me to go and keep Mrs. Peterson company. Now, he may have had ulterior motives, but this was something that I wanted to do. Something I had to do. The drive was awkward. Under the best of circumstances, as a teenager, spending time alone with one of your friends' parents is always a little uncomfortable, and these were far from the best circumstances. As I learned on the drive, Carrie was in a coma. Although Mrs. Peterson got virtually none of the medical terms correct, her only real exposure to medicine came from watching a lot of ER. I managed to get the gist of what she was saying. As Carrie's heart rate slowed, so had her breathing. Her blood had failed to supply her brain with oxygen that it needed, and it was the lack of oxygen that probably contributed more to Carrie's blue coloration than her body temperature. The doctors had given Mrs. Peterson only one tiny piece of good news. Because hypothermia lowers a body's metabolism, it reduced the likelihood that the oxygen deprivation had damaged Carrie's brain. That was what we were pinning all of our hopes. But the cold, which nearly killed her, had also slowed her brain down enough that it hadn't noticed
arrived at the hospital, Carrie's mom led me to her new room. I could tell from the look of the staff. I could tell from the look the staff was giving her along the way that Mrs. Peterson was not their favorite person. Maybe she'd been a pain in the ass the day before, but I didn't feel like that was it. Not exactly. The nurses were giving Mrs. Peterson the same looks the kids at school gave her daughter. In movies and television, people frequently comment on how peaceful coma patients appear. Say it's like they're asleep. It was like an angel. It reminds me of when they were a baby, and I used to hold them. I don't know if that was what Mrs. Peterson's impression was, but it certainly wasn't mine. Ordinarily, Carrie wore a lot of concealer to cover up her acne. At some point between plunging beneath the ice and having saline pumped in and out of her stomach, most of it had disappeared. She had a tube running into her nose, I'm not sure why, a heart rate monitor on her finger, and an IV in her arm, and that was to say nothing of the frostbite. Along with the big toe on her right foot and most of her left foot below the ankle, which we couldn't see beneath a blanket. Ice crystals had formed in 2 fingers on her left hand and the thumb of her right. The blood trapped in her fingers swelled them to almost the thickness as her wrist. They were red and raw. It was difficult not to stare at them. Mrs. Peterson believed that even in a coma, Carrie could hear us, and proceeded to relive seemingly everyday moments of her daughter's life. Mrs. Peterson was not a gifted storyteller. In her mind, nothing was too trivial. From the time that she caught Carrie washing the dishes with cold water, which is apparently something we shouldn't do, to the time they went to Applebee's for her birthday and told her to tell the server and wondered why they didn't get me paid. But what the story lacked was hardcore. Mrs. Peterson knew us one side. She couldn't touch Carrie's hands, so she held her daughter's upper arm as she spoke. Sorry, I like to be my work. I know how hard school's been for you. Maybe it'd been easier if I was home more. You've done so good, baby. I'm just right there. If Carrie was able to hear
Lig med hans med öron.
her face didn't twitch, her eyelids didn't flutter. Even her pulse on the heart rate monitor held steady. We were in middle school. You never thought... As Mrs. Peterson began to break down, she grabbed my wrist and pulled me to her daughter's bedside, forcing my hands to replace her own on Carrie's arm. You never thought you had a boy like you, but look who's here. I didn't know if Carrie had told her mother that we were dating, or if Mrs. Peterson had just gotten the wrong idea about us, but either way, I couldn't reject her, not bear. I had enough trouble rejecting Carrie when we were alone in Greenfield. We thought of rejecting her again, this time in front of her mother and stealing Mrs. Peterson. Whatever sense of pride that she derived from her daughter having a romantic life was more than I could bear. There's a special place in hell for people who humiliate children in front of their parents. I was very aware of my hands resting on her arm. It was so much warmer than the last time I touched her. I never been quick on my feet. I had no idea what to say, especially with Mrs. Peterson thinking I was Carrie's. What? Boyfriend. I took a page out of Mrs. Peterson's playbook and I stood over my unconscious friend, recounting meeting her on the hike and a few anecdotes from class and tried to muster up something more sentimental, but it wasn't until I pretended. There was only no line there in front of me with those words. I can't stop thinking about you. I wish we could talk. I'd do anything. Lost in the little scene that I had created for myself, I leaned down and I kissed Carrie's waxy forehead. Mrs. Peterson put her arm around me and squeezed. I looked at the tears from her eyes and I wondered if I'd done her a kindness by playing along. The lie seemed harmless enough. Carrie probably just wanted to save face with her mom. Maybe make her proud. Or to think her child was happy for a change. But eventually the truth would come out. I wasn't attracted to Carrie. It'd be nice if I was, but I wasn't. I also resented being blindsided. If Carrie asked my permission,
It said, "Look, this is embarrassing, especially after Greenfield, but I need your help making my mom happy. Is it okay if I tell her you're my boyfriend?" I might have said yes, but she hadn't. The whole charade made me feel gross. Elena's family returned from Swanee the following morning. I would have liked to have been outside their house waiting for her when they arrived, but I was still a month away from getting my driver's license, and my parents weren't exactly in the mood to help advance my social life. I left a message on the Aminev machine in the morning around 10 o'clock. I called again at noon and 1, but hung up both times before the machine began recording. It was a strange poker game you play when you're in love for the first time. You feel like you'll die if you don't speak to the object of your affection as soon as possible. But you know how crazy you'd seem if you filled up the answering machine with increasingly redundant messages. That afternoon felt like an eternity. She called me back shortly after 5. But even though I was already sitting directly in front of the phone, I let it ring twice so she wouldn't know I'd been sitting directly next to the phone. I missed you. Thanks. She sounded tired. Maybe she hadn't gotten much sleep before driving home, or maybe she was drained from therapy. Either way, that wasn't the reaction I was hoping for. I wasn't sure what I wanted to tell her about my trip to the pub. Rather, I wasn't sure how to tell her. The whole idea of going was to alleviate her guilt. Having heard the bells, I know the story was at least partially true. It was more to the spire in the woods than the side effects of an antidepressant. But I also knew that Elena wouldn't take the news of theory very well. For that matter, I wasn't taking it all that great either. How's May? In short, trying to convince my parents to drive us back up. If not tonight, then tomorrow. But my dad's sick of driving. I wanted to tell her everything, but it had to be face to face. If she took it hard, I couldn't comfort her from halfway across town. Not properly. There was a long silence as I weighed my options. When she broke the silence, her voice sounded small, young, and distant.
What the fuck is that?
Did you find the widower's clock?
Okay, they added shit. Kasida.
Do you think this is too much today? It's well done, but it's not really the sort of thing that's happening. Something about the scene reminded me of the club on the sound the ice and the fire. It was really midnight, and I wanted to carry the dream of it down. Sounded lovely and sweet as it really did. Took the time to myself. Consider the virtue of trading the world for a lifetime of dreams.
Oh, son of a gun!
Today I'd make that trade in a heartbeat.
Son of a gun!
Headlights flashed in the
How should I dispose of you? Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Oh, great. He'll walk in the... I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Tom. Can't hide. Try that again. You can't hide. My turn. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move. Here. Honored to meet me. I'm not afraid of you.
Lance ablaze! Lance forward!
Nope.
Tough luck running
at the ready.
Try that again. Time to twirl. My turn. Here. Try that again. Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move. Do you know who I am? This is Diamond. It's all yours.
I'm on guard.
What are you looking at? Tough luck running into me. I need to be brave. How am I gonna get that time back?
But how else can I get the contentment in their absence? The bliss and the longing. Flames consuming wood and so nothing. It took me a moment to realize that she was probably thinking. She was also robbed of her suspense. What quieted her. She was his woman. She kept silence for a long time to watch the wood burn. And then I told her about how
This sucks, man. I'm almost dead.
Answering a few of my parents' questions about how Mrs.
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
Can someone explain?
I only have ice powers. Oh yeah. Ah. Oh shit.
Told you I could fight. Honored to meet me. I want to protect everyone. Tell me, Mr. Svarog.
Oh yeah, I'm fucked now. Just troll it.
I'm on guard.
Told you I could fight. Here. Do you know who I am? This is Diamond. It's all yours. I'll try hard sometime. Watch this awesome move. What are you looking at?
Oh, you can, dude.
I hope I helped.
She was shaking when she pulled up the pants. Crying by the situation. Maybe
Oh, what the fuck? Buffalo. Buffalo. Again.
Lance ablaze! Lance forward!
Try that again. Honored to meet me. I want to protect everyone. Tell me that's your fault.
Eliminating threat.
Damn it. Hola.
Do you know who I am? This is Diamond! It's all yours!
Lance at the ready.
Here we go again.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move. Honored to meet me.
It's time.
Annihilate.
Time to grow.
Lance at the ready.
Ah,
You can't run.
that hurts.
I want to protect everyone. Tell me that's your fault.
Oh, what the fuck, man? With one shot. They're so fucked. Oh my god, it hurts.
She probably knew what she wanted to say, but she just couldn't get to it. Now, luckily, surrounding the affected region could compensate and she could regain her normal speed. We often see a full recovery within a year. In conversation with Dr. Walsh, Carrie would attempt to interject. If it seemed like she needed something, asking the question and trying to figure out what she was saying. Otherwise, Mrs. Peterson would just stroke her daughter's hair until she said, she said something. Shouting, made her hair stand on end. Sounds. Ring. Mrs. Peterson looked up at Dr. Walsh. Where is she going? Dr. Walsh took out a small flashlight and shined it into his eyes. Her pupils were unresponsive. She may also have damage to her auditory cortex. We'll know more once we get her scan. Largely forgotten about the hysteria surrounding the Y2K bug. And rightly so. I mean, it was fundamentally silly to be concerned. I'm not saying that it was outside of the realm of possibility that a few systems would crash or that it wouldn't be possible for automated billing issues, but an embarrassingly high percentage of the population believe, like my father, that it could cause a nuclear holocaust. We've been fighting about it since Thanksgiving. That's not how missiles work, Dad. Oh, so you're a nuclear technician now. All of the control systems that launch our ICBMs are computerized, and they're old computers. They're not compliant. You don't know what will happen. I know missiles don't launch on support, too. It's not like they're sitting around in their silos going, oh, can I launch yet? Can I launch yet? How about now? And the computers are sitting there going, no, wait, what year is it? 1900? Crap, I haven't been invented yet. Release the dogs of war. I've been fighting with my parents for weeks, so let me go to the
What the fuck?
New Year's Eve party. But in addition to the imminent threat of thermonuclear war, they thought the was truly unstable. Originally, they had wanted to put me up at 10. After I brought the lady home, my dad suddenly reversed his position. I could stay over at Drew's. In the past, I had always been at home when the ball dropped. Usually my brother would fall asleep around 11, while my parents had long since outgrown the compulsion of a New Year's Eve special. She left me alone with the park and my daydreams of having someone to kiss at midnight. Of course, that was all immaterial. There was no way Elena would turn up at the Lucas. And after finding out what had happened to Carrie, having to tell my parents about it, well, I didn't exactly feel like celebrating either. My dad actually stayed up with me that year. He was convinced the power would go out at midnight. Or I hope he was right. Sure, it might have meant the end of the world, but at least it would have taken my mind off of how crappy I felt. At midnight, the ball dropped. So many things had happened during that year. Many things I thought would make me happy. Maybe just fulfill them. friends had brain damage, and there was nothing I could do.
Million?
One of them.
1 million. Jesus Christ.
I tried calling. The next day we spoke only briefly. She seemed more distant than ever, but assured me it was only because of the At my parents' insistence, Mrs. Peterson joined us for a late dinner on our way back from the hospital. The dark wood surface of our dining room table was polished to a mirrored surface, and Mrs. Peterson looked out of place sitting at her old t-shirt and stained khaki work pants reflecting back up at her. My little brother was visibly uncomfortable to be sitting across from her. He had the same expression on his face that he had the first time we had gone to the Sox game by ourselves, and a homeless person had sat next to us on the team. None of us spoke much. But before leaving, Mrs. Peterson did accept a speech that I had
Take caution.
하기겠네.
I really thought I was getting the motives, but I got the impression from the look in my dad's eyes that he did really want to help. My dad's a bit of a shark, and I think that may have been the first time I've ever taken a look at someone with pity. Monday morning I saw Fletch for the first time since his dad followed me on us. It had been only a week, but it felt like a lifetime. Fletch looked tired in a way that you don't often see in teenagers. He looked like my grandfather right before he decided he couldn't take any more chemo. He looked beaten. If you didn't know already, I didn't think that he could handle any update on Jerry's condition. We wrote in silence. School was torture. Everyone was laughing and smiling because they were being about to play, really happy with friends, swapping stories about New Year's Eve and Christmas, commiserating about the lack of that year. They had no idea Scary Carrie was lying in a hospital bed, practically unable to speak. At least when Rob killed himself, his death had been public. We all went through it together.
It's like rape stories or something. I don't give a shit.
But quickly realized I wasn't in the mood. You alright, dude? Not even close. Hey, you want to talk about it? Shaking my head was all I could do without crying. Drew squeezed my shoulders in a half hug and gave me some space by turning his back to our group of friends. I disappeared ruthlessly into the crowd halfway in search of the only person that could make me feel better. I found Alina right before the bell rang for first period. She was sitting against the locker with Sarah Cohen. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but based off how quickly they stopped talking, I got the impression it was about me. All I wanted to do was put my arm around Alina, to melt against her and bury my face to her shoulder to lose myself, even if it was for a second when the sensation told me. But the bell rang before I could even get a word out, and Sarah dragged her off the mat.
I don't want to be a helium.
The rest of them called by. Each passing moment felt like it was harder and harder to do. I spent the last period staring at the second hand of the clock, the wheel moved fast.
I'm running out because I'm sleepy.
One. Those are my dad goes inside. Two. Riding against her, I felt as though I melt and explode at the same time. Three. I was sitting in my desk, breathing hard. Everyone else around me was packing up their bags, and I took a moment to collect myself and follow suit. They found it as loud as they had as loud and as beautiful. That Wednesday, Rich and I were in a car accident.
I don't want to be a helium bus.
Although I don't recall why. We drove down the car and turned on the boyfriend road and then drove. For my part, I was yelling. But he didn't seem to notice for a full 8 seconds. He just sat there, his foot lightly pressing the gas, his car pressed up against the road and small.
Damn it, didn't do tomorrow because tomorrow is what? It's the weekly bar. So maybe